Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of the Functional Longevity Podcast, where we give you insight on how to get fit, feel younger, live better. I'm your host, Chris Board, a best-selling author and owner of Y.E.S Fitness. Let me first thank you for taking time from your busy day to listen to what I have to say. And before I go any further, let me also thank our sponsor, Y.E.S Fitness. Most people lose the ability to enjoy life as they age. At Y.E.S Fitness, we help people age 40 plus get fit so they can live longer and enjoy those extra years doing the things they love to do. Some quick housekeeping here. If you want to get a timestamp or a transcript of today's broadcast, head on over to yesfitnessct.com. On the top, you see a drop down for podcasts. Click on that. It'll give you access to any one of our now 375 episodes. You can also get this broadcast wherever podcasts can be found. Boost your longevity with particular supplements. On the Functional Longevity Podcast, I have shared the importance of finding reliable supplements to support healthy aging. After searching for a reputable company I could trust, I finally found Particular, a US-based brand that delivers on quality, science, and integrity. Particular offers a range of premium supplements, including NNM for cellular energy and aging support, resveratrol to enhance heart and brain health, berberine for blood sugar balance and metabolism, and more. All crafted with care right here in the United States. That is important. It's important to me. And I've been taking these products personally, and I've noticed a real improvement in my energy, focus, and vitality. So if you're ready to invest in your health, visit particular.com. That's PARTIQLAR.com, and use the code YES15 at checkout to get 15% off your first order. Your health deserves the best, so start your journey with Particular today. Uncover dominant strength to reclaim your best shape. Today, we're examining one of the most misunderstood pieces of the fat loss puzzle, protein. If you've been around the health and fitness world for any amount of time, you've likely heard the phrase, just eat more protein. But what does that actually do? Does it really boost metabolism in a meaningful way? Does it help you lose fat without eating less? If so, how much protein are we talking about here? A chicken breast, a pound of steak, 5 shakes a day? Just what are we talking about? So today we're going to break down the research in a way that's clear, practical, and honest so you know exactly how to apply this in real life to support fat loss, muscle strength, and longevity. The reality of fat loss in today's world. So let's start with where we are. We live in a modern environment that, frankly, is not built for staying lean and strong. We move less, we sit more, food is everywhere, cheap, tasty, calorie dense. Stress is high and sleep is often low. A formula for fat gain, not fat loss. So when someone says fat loss is just calories in versus calories out, while that's true in a technical sense, it's not always overly that simple. It's just not that simple because managing one side of the equation, calories in, is easy enough to track, but calories out, your metabolism is dynamic. It changes based on your muscle mass, age, hormones, activity level, stress, sleep, and importantly, the type of food you eat. And this is where protein comes into the conversation. Understanding the thermal effect of food. Your body uses energy, calories to digest food. This is called the thermal effect of food, or TEF, or diet-induced thermogenesis, DIT. Not all foods require the same amount of energy to break down. Macronutrients, okay, and then I'm going to give you the percent of calories burned during digestion. So if you eat protein, about 25% of those calories are burned in digestion. Carbohydrates is about 5 to 10%. Fat is from 0 to 3%, and alcohol is 10%. So you can see right away protein stands out. About 25% of the calories you take in are used for digestion. So if you eat 100 calories of protein, your body may burn 25 of those calories just processing it. That's a meaningful difference, whereas fat is 0 to 3%, or carbohydrates are 5 to 10%. That's why people say protein boosts metabolism. That's why we like to, yes, fitness, eat 5 to 6 small meals a day. And in every meal, we like to make sure we have a protein added. Get that metabolism burning, just like a fire. Stoke the fire. Throw wood on the fire, kicks up the fire. Throw food in your body, especially protein, it kicks up the metabolism. But here's where it gets interesting. What the research actually shows, okay? In a large meta-analysis, 52 controlled studies looked at how high protein diets affect metabolism and total daily energy expenditure. This is the meat and potatoes right here. Or should I say the meat? Here's what they found. Number one, high protein meals raise calorie burn more in the hours after eating. The effect size of this is small to moderate. This happens whether its protein comes in from the animals or from plants. So it's going to raise your calorie burn more in the hours after eating. Small to moderate, okay? Number two, high protein diets also increase overall daily caloric burn long term. But this effect is smaller than the acute meal effect. So we're going to burn more because of the meal at that time, a few hours afterwards, than the long term. And number three, a key detail here to boost the meaningful metabolic boost, protein intake has to be significantly higher, around 30 to 35% of total calories. So that's important. Just because you have a little bit of protein doesn't mean it's going to give us the boost that we're looking for. It needs to be meaningful. For it to be a meaningful boost, it needs to be significantly higher than most people take in, 30 to 35% of your total calories. Now, if you're currently eating protein around 10 to 15% of your calories, which is where most Americans are, that is a big jump. For a 25 calorie diet, 2,500 calorie diet, yes, 2,500 calories, which probably most people take in 2,500 calories, don't even realize it. We're talking about 190 to 220 grams of protein a day. 190 to 220 grams of protein a day. What would that be? That's equivalent to 4 8-ounce steaks, or 3 dozen eggs, or 25 cups of quinoa every single day. So yes, protein does increase metabolism, but the increase isn't magic, and that required amount to make a large metabolic difference is not realistic for most people. So if the metabolism boost isn't the main fat loss benefit, protein, what is? That's a lot of protein. Most people aren't taking that in. The real fat loss power of protein is hunger and muscle. That's the real advantage of protein. It shows up in two other ways, not necessarily boosted down. We have the protein helps control hunger. It is the most satiating micronutrient. It helps you feel full longer and helps stabilize blood sugar. What does that mean? Fewer cravings, less mindless snacking, less midnight food noise, better control without relying on willpower, because we know willpower wanes. Simply put, protein helps you naturally eat fewer calories without feeling deprived. Number two, protein preserves and builds muscle. That's where the longevity part comes in. As we age, muscle is our metabolic engine. It's what keeps our metabolism going. It's our strength reserve so we can function, our protector against frailty, and our ticket to independence. So, how much are we really talking about here? The minimum protein needed for muscle maintenance as we in growth is 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight. What's a kilogram? 2.2 pounds. For many active adults, 2 plus grams per kilogram per day is even better. So let's make it simple for you, okay? You're 165 pounds. Think of 120 to 150 plus grams per day. So around 165, we're talking about 120 to 150 grams per day, almost 1 gram per pound of body mass. We typically utilize lean body mass. That's how much protein we like to see our clients take in per lean body mass, but we use an in-body scan so we know how much lean mass you have compared to fat and things like that. But in general, 120, 150, or 165 pounds. That's roughly. How do we do that? We have protein with every meal. Often, a protein supplement is taken daily. And building meals around protein, not adding protein last. That's how we get to that. So every meal we suggest at Y.E.S Fitness has protein, and that's what we start with. If we're looking at 120 grams and we have 6 meals a day, that's 20 grams a meal. If we're eating 5 meals, we're talking about 20 to 30 grams, 25 grams per meal. So we like to have 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal if we're eating 5 to 6 times a day. So what does this mean for fat loss strategy? Here's the bottom line, okay, what we're talking about. Protein does increase caloric burn, but not enough to rely on for your fat loss alone. You got to do more than just eat more protein. Protein helps reduce hunger. This is a real game changer. Protein protects muscle, and muscle protects metabolism. A huge thing. This is a game changer as well. And high protein diets consistently lead to better fat loss outcomes. Not because of magic, because it helps you control your appetite, maintain muscle mass, sustain fat loss. So how do we do this in real life? Let's talk about some practical application here. Let's first set a daily protein target. I'm going to use one of these formulas. Either 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram body weight or 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight. So if your ideal body weight, now we're saying not what you weigh now, but your ideal body weight. So the first calculation is based off of what you weigh now. The second is based off of what your ideal body weight would be. So for adults, that's 100 to 160 grams a day. So let's say you're, my ideal body weight is 180 pounds. I need to take in 180 grams of protein per day. It's a lot. 5 times, 5 into 180. What was that? About 35 grams per day, 35 grams per meal. I usually aim for about 30 grams per meal, give or take. We know that that's an exact science, but that's how I take a look at it. You have to break it down every time you eat. You have to take a look at how much protein you're taking every time you eat. Spread it out throughout the day. So again, for most adults, that's 100 to 160 grams per day. Distribute protein evenly across meals. Aim for 20 to 40 grams of protein per meal. This supports muscle protein synthesis, which is muscle repair and growth. And step three is build every meal around protein first. So give you an example, eggs and Greek yogurt, or chicken and vegetables, cottage cheese and berries, salmon, rice, and salad, protein shake and fruit. Work it all together. Make protein a foundation, not the add-on. And supplement if you need. It's not cheating. Protein shakes are not cheating. They're not processed junk. They're not for bodybuilders only. We recommend it for all our clients. They're simple tools. It's easy to do. Not a lot of calories. You can boost your with whey protein, plant protein blends, collagen. But collagen does not count as a primary protein. It doesn't have enough amino acids. So that's what you have to do. Take a look at each meal. Eat 4 or 5 times a day. Whatever meal you have, break down that amount that you need per meal and make sure that you have it in a meal. But protein is not the star of fat loss because it burns more calories. It's the star because it helps you stay full, helps you control your intake, helps you maintain muscle, and muscle is life. Muscle is the longevity organ. In the world of longevity, strength is health. So yes, aim high on protein, but aim high for the right reasons. Not to trick your metabolism, but to support the vision. You support the version of you who can move, live, and thrive at every age. So in today's episode, if it resonated with you, share it with someone who needs clarity, not hype, not fad diets, not shortcuts, but real sustainable knowledge. So I'm Chris Border, your author, your host, whatever I am, what am I? I'm your host. And until next time, I want to make sure we try to get fit, feel younger, live better, and we'll see you in a week.